you're going to need to have a background check. Now, the background check is to make sure that you don't have any money laundering or financial crimes in your background, right? Because you're dealing with, I just closed the other day, I closed a $500,000 transaction. One of my buyers was buying a $500,000 property in another state. Now imagine if, and I had to take a check. So sometimes you have to be handling people's closing costs or their checks. And this check was well over 6 figures. And I'm entrusted as the notary signing agent to take that check, take those documents and mail them off to make sure, first of all, to make sure that the transaction is done properly. And then they have to trust and know that I'm not going to run off and try to take the check to the local check cash and place. I don't know how people do it, right? Because I'm not in that life. Thank God I never have been. But they have to make sure that you're trustworthy, right? And so hello and welcome to the Signet Signatures YouTube channel. I am your host, Sadé 𝓛𝓘𝓝𝓚𝓢. I am a loan signing agent. I own a signing service, and I am also here to tell you how to prepare for your first loan signing. So welcome to our first YouTube channel broadcast. I have on the line one of the students from my course. We're going to be doing a Q&A in the background, but basically, I'm telling you how to set yourself up for success. So my student, she's going to join us later, and we're going to have Q&A time. That's why you need to join the Signet Signatures Empowerment Group for loan signing agents and mobile notaries. Why? Because you get first access to these monthly training videos that I'll be doing, and you get to ask me questions one-on-one. If you're not in the group, if you're not attending live, you don't get your questions answered. And guess what, you guys? In my first year, I started off making about 30,000. My second year doing it, I bumped up to 50,000. This is my third year, you guys. I'm going to even surpass that. Why? Because now I own a signing agency. So not only am I out there on the road doing loan closings, but I'm also have notaries that I contract in to do loan closings for me as well. So guess what? Cha-ching, we're doubling up in 2024. Let it be known because I said it. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. I want to prepare you today. Oh yeah, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure that you are joining the Signet Signatures Empowerment Group. That link should be in the description, as well as if you want to take my course to show you how you can gain anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000 a month as a mobile notary loan signing agent. Go ahead. More info is down below. We have a webinar coming up on April the 20th at 11 a.m. We're going to do our webinar, right? So make sure that you sign up for that as well. All links in description are in the description below. So let's go ahead and get started. I know you guys are excited. This is for you if you're either brand new and you haven't taken your first loan signing appointment as a mobile notary, or you are afraid, or you have the jitters, or you're not quite sure what to do. You need that mentorship. Well, then, hey, Sadé is here to help you out. So let's talk about some of the first things that you need. The first thing that you need before you take your first loan signing, y'all ready? Come on, come on, come on. The first thing you need before you take your loan signing is you need to be a licensed notary in your state. Yes, I know that's so fundamental, but it is the foundation. And guess what? Without a foundation, businesses and buildings, they fall and they fail. You must be a legal notary with an unexpired notary commission for your state. Now, every state has different requirements. I'm in the state of Oklahoma. So guess what? I did not have to take a notary signing exam. But if you're in New York, like one of my students, she has to take an exam to be a commissioned notary in her state. So that's first things first. I once had somebody notarize a document for me, and come to find out the document was no good. Why? Because the notary's commission had expired. So make sure that you're actually commissioned in your state. Make sure that, and if you are, make sure that your commission is up to date before you take loan signings. That's the first thing, right? The second thing is, and I would qualify this all as credentials, okay? So the other thing is, before you take loan signings now, when you are a normal, just mobile notary and you're not closing real estate transactions, hey, having a bond, depending on your state. For the state of Oklahoma, I had to have like a $5,000 bond that I paid, I would say about $35 for, $25 for 5 years to protect the state in case I make an error. Somebody can pull off of that bond to recoup, their cost or whatever have you from my mistake if I was to make one. Thank God that has not happened yet. Then you also, so you can have your bond and your commission. If you have to take an exam, you take an exam, and then you're pretty much good to go. You're able to start notarizing documents, right? But if you want to be a loan signing agent, you need all of that, right? So you're going to need your notary commission that's up to date. You're going to need your bond if your state so requires it, right? And you're going to need to have a background check. Now, the background check is to make sure that you don't have any money laundering or financial crimes in your background, right? Because you're dealing with, I just closed the other day, I closed a $500,000 transaction. One of my buyers was buying a $500,000 property in another state. Now imagine if, and I had to take a check. So sometimes you have to be handling people's closing costs or their checks. And this check was well over 6 figures. And I'm entrusted as the notary signing agent to take that check, take those documents and mail them off to make sure, first of all, to make sure that the transaction is done properly. And then they have to trust and know that I'm not going to run off and try to take the check to the local check cashing place. So I don't know how people do it, right? Because I'm not in that life. Thank God I never have been. But they have to make sure that you're trustworthy, right? And so you have to get that background check, okay? Now, in some states, if you have a felony, they won't even let you become a notary. So check with your notarial laws, all right? Okay, so that's the background check. And then you also have to have, in addition to the background check, I also suggest to all the notaries that you have to know how to notarize. Now, whether your state requires it or not, you must know how to notarize. So I tell everyone to sign up for the Notary Essentials class at nationalnotaryassociation.org. You have to take that class. It's just a matter of responsibility. Pay the $65, and it is accustomed to whatever state that you are notarizing in, right? So definitely take that. It's called Notary Essentials, and it is on the National Notary Association. And you can also get your background check there as well. The link is in the description. It's a lot of goodies in the description. Make sure you guys always check in there because I always have something good in there for you. All right, so that's what you need to have as well. Then you also want to make sure that you have a W-9 on file. Now, here is the kicker. The W-9 is where they're going to send. So if you make over $600 or more, right, per IRS laws, they have to send you a 1099 form so you can file your taxes. And that has to be filed with the state or with federal by January 31st. So whatever address, name, social or EIN name that you put on that W-9, that's where they're going to send your 1099 form. So you want to make sure you can go to irs.gov and download an official W-9 and fill it out accordingly. Now, I am not a tax person. I'm not an accountant, but I do suggest to all of my notaries that comes through Signet Signatures coaching program for loan signing agents is to make sure that you actually have an EIN, that you establish a business, whether that be a DBA, LLC. I'll leave that up to you and your preferences. Why? Because you have to sign up for so many signing agencies. I mean, at minimum, it's 5, right? But you want to sign up for as many as you possibly can. And there's going to be a lot of people looking. If you put your social security number on that W-9, you don't know how many people have access to your social security number, name, address on that W-9. You just don't know, right? And so protect yourself. And so I always tell them, go register your business. Even if you open up a doing business as starting out, I don't suggest you end that way or you do that for too long. But if you just need to get something going, pay that $25, $35, $50, however much your state requires, get the DBA. So that way you can qualify to not have to use your EIN, your social security number on the W-9 documents, okay? So you want to make sure that you do that, right? Again, I'm not a tax professional. Seek your tax professional for further advice. So then you have to fill out the W-9. So let's just do a quick recap. You're going to have to get commission. You're going to have to get your bond. You're going to have to get your background check, and you're going to have your W-9 on file. You're also going to need to have your E&O insurance. Now, E&O insurance can range anywhere from $25,000 to $1 million. So what this does is, if you make an error on these loan signing documents, granted, you never know how much a deal is. So like I said, I just did a $500,000 property. There's one time when I'm having 5 to 6 loan signings in a day, guys. That could be over $1 million. You just never know. And so they have to make sure that if you make an error on one of those documents, say, for example, like the mortgage statements, if you forget to notarize it, right? That loan, if they're buying a home or if they're getting a refinance, it cannot be funded. That transaction will not be funded by the bank if one of the critical docs, such as the note or the mortgage, has errors on it. And if your error causes delays in funding and causes the bank more fees, causes the signer more fees, they may just pull from your E&O insurance, depending. Don't want to scare you, but hey, there are repercussions for dereliction of duty or error in every industry. Let's keep it real, including loan signing agencies, right? Okay, so they're able to pull a certain amount from your E&O insurance to cover their costs. Now, that has not happened to me, thank God, but stuff happens. That's why you have insurance, okay? So with the E&O insurance, you can also get that through NNA. I suggest getting everything through the NNA, by the way. Again, link in the description box. Why? Because you can go off to some third world company that nobody ever heard of, get your E&O insurance, and then you get a client that never heard of that E&O company, and they don't want to do business with you because they don't recognize it. I have never had a problem of my credentials not being recognized when I go through NNA. So make sure that you just go on ahead. I am not an affiliate. I'm not getting a check for this yet, because your girl is very ambitious and she's going to be getting that check one of these days, okay, for that good affiliate check. But nevertheless, you want to make sure that you get everything through the NNA. I do not suggest going through third-party people. Why? Because everybody don't accept that, but everybody trusts NNA. All right, so those are all of the things that you need to have in place. Have your credentials ready, up to date. I'll tell all of my notaries, make sure that you secure them all in one folder somewhere on your computer, your laptop, wherever have you. Why? Because every time you sign up for a signing service directory, every time you sign up for a mobile service directory or a loan signing agency, a signing service, they're going to want those credentials, all of them, from the E&O to the background check to your commission to your bond, your W-9. They're going to want that. So you're going to be uploading that over and over and over and over again. So just keep it in one place to save yourself the frustration and the feeling of being hassled. You don't want to anoint your new business with frustration and annoyance. Okay. All right. The second thing that you're going to need before you take your first loan signing agency appointment is you're going to need the proper equipment. Equipment. I know one of the things that you definitely need, and this has been my friend to the end, is my brother DWT 6200. Right. It's a laser printer. Do not get a inkjet printer trying to print loan documents. Don't do it. Why? Because you're going to eat through ink like you wouldn't believe, because they're not designed to print 200-300 page documents over and over and over and over again, right? First of all. Then secondly, the ink is very sensitive to water. So if you have a package that you're mailing off and it rains and the little rain might leap it, whatever, there have been title companies that have stories of receiving documents where the papers are all inked out, blurred, you can't read nothing. So don't do that. The industry standard is to get a laser printer. Okay. I love Brother. I don't know about HP. I can't tell you about what I have not experienced, but Brother has been good to me. I got my printer used on eBay for like $199 and it's still going strong. I just have to make sure I keep my baby with ink and keep replacing its drum unit, right? Because she's made me a lot of money, right? And so my ink cartridges range anywhere from between $60. That's another thing. Join Staples Advantage program. No, I'm not getting a check, but I'm telling you, with Staples Advantage, you get a few dollars off of each of your purchase, and that adds up because y'all, this ink is expensive. So my ink cartridge ranges anywhere from $60. That'll give me about 3,000 pages. That's the TN820. And then I can go up to, and then the most I've done is like the $120 one with Staples Advantage is like 116, and that'll get you like 8,000 pages, and that's about 10 to 12 transactions. So yeah, you do go through ink. Ink is going to be one of your highest expenses as a loan signing agent, but guess what? I still, between my gas, my ink, I still make a pretty good profit, and I'm able to live a decently comfortable life in addition to all the million other ways that I get money, because your girl is a full-time entrepreneur. I don't punch no clock. I make my own W-2s. Okay, thank God. I left that life a few years ago. All right. So you also want to have a good dedicated phone. Now, the quickest way for your business to fail is for you not to answer your phone. So you want to make sure that your cell phone is on, that it's something that's with me. This don't leave me. I'm in the shower. She is with me. Okay. Only place I'm not paying attention to her is at church, because we're going to put the Lord first. But she's with me. I don't care what's going on. My cell phone is with me. Why? Because when you start signing up for loan signings and signing up for the different directories, they're going to send you text messages asking you if you want to do certain jobs, or they just may call you. And guess what? This is a fast-paced moving industry. You take too long to answer a cell phone, or you miss a call, best believe you done missed some money. It's a direct correlation, right? So I don't miss no calls. And I work between, let's say, 10 to 15 hours a week and pulls in $50,000. I don't work full time. Did I mention that? I didn't work full time. So if you have yet to sign up for the Signet Signatures course, I want you to go ahead and do that. The link is in the description. And actually, if you use this code, I'll give you $30 off. Use the code. What code I want to think of that's fun? YouTube channel. Use the code YouTube channel and you will get $30 off your first purchase of the Signet Signatures course that I'll run through all of this over in great detail, even more detail, because I am highly thorough and I want you to be the best, right? We're not going for mediocre. We want the best, okay? So proper equipment, your right phone, the right printer. Make sure that you have budget money set aside for paper. You're going to have to get you're going to have to get legal paper and letter paper. Given who I am and how busy I am with my business, I don't buy single reams like that, because I go through a single ream in a day. So I usually get a minimum of 3 ream for my letter. And then for my legal, I'll buy like 2 at a time. But you need both types of those papers. You want to make sure you have the right pens, blue ink pens, a couple of black ink pens. You should be good to go. Make sure you have your notary stamp and ink for your notary stamp. Let me tell you, when that stamp run out of ink, because it do, the worst thing is not to have additional ink. Ink ain't number like $2 come in a little package that you can refuel your stamp right then and there. So make sure that you get that. That's a nice little tidbit. All right. Now, another thing you need to do before you prepare for your loan, for your first signing, you want to make sure that you sign up for different databases. Now, this is what's going to get you the work. So my favorite ones that bring me the most business is snapdocs.com. Now, SnapDocs has like, I think like 50,000 notaries in there, right? And so when a title service or a loan signing agent or a signing agency, they need a notary that's close to their client where the signing is to occur, they'll, put in a specific zip code. All of the notaries will show up. Now, I know this. Why? Because when I was working on starting my signing agency, yes, I'm one of the ones that will send you that text message asking if you can do a loan signing an hour away for a certain amount of money. That's me. I'm accepting and I'm giving. Okay. So I've seen the back end of the systems. I know what signing service owners are talking about. I know what they need. I know what their complaints are, because guess what? I've taken that on too, right? And being in that role. So I have dual expertise. Now, in the back end of SnapDocs, in the back end of Signing Order, in the back end of all of these major players, they have review sessions. They have closed Facebook groups where they talk about the different notaries, and this one's a rock star, or never, or y'all need to take this one out y'all system because they tried to hold the documents hostage, and I told them I was gonna have to call the police on them. Listen, it gets crazy in the back rooms of these closed Facebook groups with signing owners. You guys will not believe. That's why I'm so passionate about my Signet Signatures course, because I want to show you guys how to escape the pitfalls and be successful in being notary signing agents. All right. So you're going to sign up for SnapDocs. You're going to sign up for Signing Order. Now, again, the links are in the description. Now, for Signing Order, you can pay $2.99 a month, and that'll give you additional opportunities, that'll give you additional zip codes. I highly suggest doing that. Signing Order, SnapDocs bring me a good amount of business, and I do pay. SnapDocs is free. Signing Order is the $2.99 a month if you want additional coverage. I do suggest paying that. Also, you want to make sure that you get on Notary Cafe. Notary Cafe, I signed up and I had got like 2 calls within a week, but I wasn't ready, so I couldn't take the signings, unfortunately. But Notary Cafe has an amazing newsletter that comes out like every month or every week or so, and it's just a bunch of notary signing agents talking about what company don't pay, what company do pay. You get to go in there, ask questions. I like to read the forums. Even if I don't get a call from it, I like Notary Cafe because I get a lot of great information from a lot of excellent seasoned 20-year, 15-year, 10-year vets in the game that are highly successful, that I've actually met a few of them because I needed them to do loan signings for me, or I needed them to be a witness for me. So I'm all about that. And I actually recently, I know it seems like I'm going off on a tangent, but guys, this is very valuable information. I hope that you have your pen and your paper next to you. Now, I know I talk fast. That's because I'm from New York. So, that's what it is. So make sure you have your pen and your paper out, because I'm giving y'all some great tea, some great game, right? So I'm like, oh, thank you. And ended up having one being a witness for me for free. This is somebody that's been in the game forever. Called him up, text him, like, because my witness canceled on me last minute. So that's another thing. You got to be able to deal with pressure, but that's a whole nother YouTube. My witness canceled on me like 20, 30 minutes before I had to head out to the house. So I went on Notary Cafe. I found a notary. I'm like, hey, I text about 3 or 4 of them that's in that region. And I said, hey, I need a witness and I need them within a half an hour. And one of the guys got back to me. He said, oh yeah, sure. And because it's in my town, I won't charge you anything. And he didn't. And he was there and he was my witness. And he's one of the vets off of Notary Cafe. Been doing this for a long time. Very successful. So you just never know. Make sure you get on Notary Cafe. Now, my experience was I paid the $5, but I'm in Oklahoma. Some people say they get buku jobs out of Notary Cafe. It depends on your state, right? And so on Notary Cafe, the $5 didn't benefit me none. So I just downgraded to a free account, but I'm so glad for the free. And even if they charge like $5 a month, I would still pay it because I get so much information from their forum. I love their forum. They have one of the best in the industry. All right, so Notary Cafe, SnapDoc signing order, another major one that will take a chance on brand new loan signing agents is Notary Go, notarygo.com. Right, they take a chance. Now their pay is a little lower, but they will give you that experience that you need. They will work with you. So Notary Go is excellent. So that's 4 signing agencies, 4 signing directories, that you guys make sure that you sign up for. Now there are others. I'm going to do a whole video on it, but some of them require you to have a year experience or 100 signings. Another video that we're going to have coming up soon is signing services before, if you're new and you don't have a long history, a long track record in SnapDocs or signing order or Notary Dash. Notary Dash is the good one. That's who I do my business through, is Notary Dash. They're going to call you and they're going to vet you. So that's another thing. That's number 4. Make sure you're prepared for vetting. They're going to ask you, how long have you been a loan signing agent? Now I'm going to do a whole video on this because it's a lot of questions that they run through. We're going to run through them because I want to prepare you for vetting, but that's a whole nother topic. But they're going to ask you, how long have you been a notary signing agent? How many refinances have you done? Sometimes they ask you, how much training have you had? They'll ask you different questions about the documents. So that's one thing that I do in Signet Signatures course is I run through the gambit of the most popular documents. And that way, when you take my course, you'll know how to answer those questions, even if you've never even had a signing before. So I prepare you, right? So they're going to ask you those different questions and you have to be able to answer them. And if you can't answer them, they'll move on to the next notary signing agent. So you have to be ready to make yourself stand out and know the industry, know your business, know your documents. So quick run through, and then we're going to do Q&A with one of my students, Erica. She's going to be joining us today. So make sure you have your credentials, make sure you have the proper equipment. Make sure that you sign up for at least 4 to 5 databases, national databases. Always have your phone ready. I actually got a phone call from somebody right before I jumped on this Zoom. Okay. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So that's the things that you need to have: your credentials, your equipment, the right, and signing up for the right companies. And I think we're good to go. So we're going to hop on for our Q&A. Remember, I give these trainings once a month. So if you want access to be able to have Q&A with me directly, if you want to, join a community of other notaries, mobile notaries, loan signing agents, make sure that you join the Signet Signatures Empowerment Group. That link is in the description. If you want more information on my course, the link is in the description. If you want to sign up for the webinar, guess what? The link is in the description. All right, so I'm going to bring on Erica. All right, so hey, Erica.
Hey, how you doing, Sadé?
I am doing so good. So tell us a little bit about yourself, and then what's your question for today?
Okay, I'm Erica Stillman, and I just got started in this notary industry, and everything you talked about, I got my E&O bond insurance, my ink stamp, and everything that requires to be a notary, but the printer, I think that's the only thing that I'm trying to really get before I even get loan signings. By the way, I've gotten loan signings already, but I've had to reject them because of my printer. I'm trying to figure out which printer to receive. And also, the kind of nervousness and scarcity of your first signing where you want everything to be corrected. You don't want to mess up, because I have heard horror stories and everything. But far as the printer, now, which printer do you prefer far as the printing speed? Like, for example, would you want to get a printer, or can you get a printer that do 20 pages per minute or 42 pages per minute, and also hold that extra tray for legal and letter? Because this is not being mentioned about the printers, and when you're actually getting ready to do a signing, whatever's off in the package is sometimes it's a mixture of legal and letter,
Mhm.
and you can really get confused on that. So can you kind of explain on that and which printers to be right, and also the legal and letter part?
Yes. All right. So I'll say this. Definitely that's why I like the Brother. Even in the course, I talk about the exact printer that I have, which is the Brother 6200 DW2, because it has both the legal and the letter tray. So when I go and I download the document and I put in there print according to like page size, my printer, has the capability to print legal and letter at the same time
Okay.
and be good to go. It does it for you. Now, if you want to start off with the one tray, that's fine. People do it all the time. But you get the laser printer and you are able to download the documents. And then in the course, I show you the system that you go through to separate out your legal and your letter. So you can print your letter first, change the settings on your printer, and then print legal, put your package together, and you're good to go. So I don't want anyone to put too much stock in which printer to get. Just get one so you can get going. Make sure that it's laser, and I always support Brother. I have the Brother 6200, but there are lower level printers, if depending on if you're working on a budget, that are Brother that work just as fine. They're just a little slower. Now, regarding the speed, in order for your printer to print the fastest, I would suggest printing it directly through USB and not through Wi-Fi. So sometimes we got to do Wi-Fi, but if you do it directly through the USB cord, you'll get the fastest speed, because Wi-Fi is what it is. Sometimes it delays it, whatever have you, especially if you got the TV, the laptop, the cell phone, the kid's cell phone, all on the same Wi-Fi. It can slow down your printing speed on your computer, on your printer. So that's the other thing. So I think I answered your questions. Was there something else?
Okay, yes. When you mentioned USB, can you explain it's like a USB cord that you need to plug into your printer when
Yes.
you okay.
So it's a USB cord that you would plug into your printer to connect it to your laptop or your desktop.
Okay.
Mhm. And
Okay.
don't make sure don't get a 10-footer. Get one that's nice, short and sweet, powerful, that can, transmit them, because the shorter it can transmit, the electrical current quicker. So that's the type of cord that you wanna get.
Okay, then. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. You have a blessed day. I'll be talking to you soon.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, you guys. So again, you want to make sure that you sign up for the Signet signatures empowerment group. It's a Facebook group. It is free. It's for expiring and new notary signing agents and mobile notaries who want to be a part of that community, who wants to be able to have monthly free trainings with myself, where we will always have a Q&A mentorship session. You can also, if you are a notary signing agent, you're just starting out, you're not sure what to do, you can sign on to have me as your mentor, get on my calendar, pay the fee. Yes, because time is money. So you can go ahead and sign up for that as well. Then we have the webinar that's coming out on the 20th of April for people that are looking to make an additional income, and free up time, perhaps maybe fire your boss. It's what you want to do, right? So we have that webinar on the 20th. So I'll see you guys on the next video. And thank you so much. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel and have a blessed day. Bye-bye.